Good morning, Blues. Welcome to AG Chelsea TV, your daily dose of everything Chelsea. From the latest transfer updates to match previews, exclusive insights, and behind-the-scenes action, we've got you covered. It's a brand new day, and there's plenty to talk about in the world of the Blues. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into today's top stories. Chelsea could submit bid for Serie A marksman. According to Caught Offside, the London Giants are one of several Premier League clubs eyeing up a deal to sign Juventus number 9 Dusan Vlahovic. The report claims that Manchester United, Newcastle United, and Arsenal are also keen on the Serbian forward, and it reveals that the English teams keen on him could bid on his services at a fee of £39 million. This suggests that Chelsea could bid £39 million in an attempt to sign Vlahovic from Juventus, who, Caught Offside claims, are open to moving on from the striker this summer ahead of his contract expiring next year. It is now down to the club to agree a deal with the old lady to bring the left-footed marksman to Stamford Bridge, to give Maresca the chance to develop his own version of Haaland. Vlahovic is a bit of a throwback striker in style in the sense that he provides a physical presence, standing at 6'3", at the top end of the pitch, combining power and pace with technical quality. Just under 3 years ago, Serbian FA President Nenad Djikovic claimed Vlahovic is better and more complete than Haaland, and added, "The Norwegian has devastating power, but Dusan is not inferior. There is also very little difference in their height." The 25-year-old star has not been at his best this season, with 9 goals from 12.03 xG in the Serie A, but Chelsea could look at that as an opportunity to get a bargain on the forward. Vlahovic has produced better performances in previous seasons, including his haul of 24 goals from 18.23 xG for Fiorentina and Juventus combined in the 2021-22 campaign, and the Blues could look to get him back to that level. Fabrizio Romano drops huge Liam Delap transfer update. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has now dropped a new big transfer update that involves Chelsea and Manchester United. The news comes off the back of Chelsea only managing to draw 2-2 at home with Ipswich Town on Sunday, a team who are destined to be in the Championship again next season. One BBC pundit has pinned the blame on the players for the draw on Sunday, saying that they have to take a long hard look at themselves after that poor performance. And head coach Enzo Maresca has also picked out 2 of his players for making some mistakes in the game which he believes was not good enough and cost them. Overall, though it was so poor, blame really must be shared between the head coach, the manager, and those who have built an unbalanced squad at Chelsea that severely lacks quality, experience and balance. The Blues will head back into the transfer market in the summer to try and fix some glaring issues that they still have in the squad, and a new striker is fully on the cards. According to Romano this week, the situation of Liam Delap of Ipswich Town is now between Chelsea and Manchester United as his next destination. Writing in his exclusive Gimsport newsletter, Romano has confirmed that Manchester United and Chelsea are interested in signing Delap and are both ahead of Bundesliga clubs in the race to secure his signature this summer. Romano said, "It's between Man United and Chelsea now, both keen on signing the player. They're ahead of Bundesliga clubs. Chelsea will feel they have the upper hand over United, but time will tell now." Chelsea handed boost in pursuit of €75 million summer target. Chelsea are currently in pole position to sign Borussia Dortmund winger Jamie Gittens this summer according to reports. Chelsea face a critical window as they look to sign a striker, centre-back and right-footed attacker to improve Enzo Maresca's squad. There's set to be plenty of movement in the wide areas with uncertainty surrounding the future of Noni Madueke, whilst Chelsea are yet to take a decision on whether they will sign Jadon Sancho permanently. Chelsea have been linked with Nico Williams recently, whilst they are also interested in Gittens, who they were looking at in January. SkySport.ch have reported the Blues are in pole position to land Gittens thanks to their strong relationship with his representatives, whilst Dortmund are said to want around €75 million. The report adds Chelsea may have to sell several stars to make room for the 20-year-old, whilst Bayern Munich have also gathered information on Gittens, but he's made clear his intentions to return to the Premier League. Gittens, who has 12 goals and 5 assists in 43 appearances in all competitions this season, is believed to have told Dortmund he wants to leave this summer. Other reports have suggested the youngster could move for around €60 to €70 million this summer rather than the €100 million Dortmund were initially said to want. Gittens has had a good season and clearly fits the Chelsea recruitment model, whilst he also has plenty of first-team experience, including in the Champions League. However, it just feels like Chelsea could do with a more experienced and proven player given Estevao Willian arrives this summer and Giovanni Quenda arrives from Sporting Lisbon in 2026. Enzo Maresca safe in Chelsea job after Ipswich draw. The Blues were held to a 2-2 draw against Ipswich Town, where it looked for large sections of the game like they were going to fall to a defeat to a side destined to be relegated this season, Enzo Maresca faced the brunt of criticism from supporters who were in attendance, as they knew dropping points would see them drop out of the Champions League places. The manager seemed to blame the environment inside Stamford Bridge for the Blues' slow start, however, risks severely damaging his relationship with the supporters in the process. There were very few players who came out of the game with praise, however Maresca was complimentary about Jadon Sancho for his point-saving goal and performance off the bench. It is clear some Chelsea fans have had enough though. They will not be oblivious to the fact that they were in a Premier League title race just 4 months ago. Todd Boehly and Bidat Abelai will be desperate to go through a campaign where they do not have to replace their manager. So far Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter and Mauricio Pochettino have all not made it into their second seasons in West London. It looks as if the aim is still for this to be the case with Maresca. According to the Mail Online, the Chelsea manager is safe in his role as head coach for now. It was claimed back in September that the soft target for Maresca this season was to finish in the top 4 of the Premier League. This would assure them qualification to the Champions League, something which will now be achievable by finishing in the top 5 of the table. The Conference League is likely to be an important honor for the club to win too, given the fact that it will complete their trophy cabinet for European honors. However, winning that was seen as a minimum to Blues fans this season, given the quality of sides they have been going up against up to now. German giant stance on Chukwuemeka. Borussia Dortmund are considering another loan deal for Carney Chukwuemeka this summer according to reports. Chukwuemeka arrived at Chelsea in the summer of 2022 for around £20 million from Aston Villa, but his time at the club has been plagued by injury issues. The 21-year-old made just 5 appearances for the Blues in the first half of the season, with just 1 start against Astana in the Conference League. Chukwuemeka completed a loan move to Dortmund in January, with the Bundesliga outfit believed to have a €35 million option to buy. The midfielder has started to find some form in Germany after having a couple of injury issues, and scored his first goal for the club against Freiburg earlier this month. Chelsea would ideally like to sell Chukwuemeka, who has a £40 million release clause this summer, but that could be easier said than done. Sky Germany have reported Dortmund are considering a second loan deal for the youngster, whilst the €35 million buy option is too expensive for the club. The report adds there are 2 possible scenarios for Dortmund: either try for a second loan or try and lower the price in direct talks with Chelsea. Although it's unclear if the Blues would cooperate, Chukwuemeka is under contract until 2028 at Stamford Bridge, but it appears very likely he's played his final game for the club. Dortmund boss Niko Kovac described the youngster as really unique, and Chukwuemeka does have bags of ability, but he's just struggled to keep himself fit. Chelsea will be hoping he finishes the season strongly in order to try and attract more suitors and increase their chances of a club paying his £40 million release clause. It feels somewhat of a shame things didn't quite work out for Chukwuemeka in West London, because there's a good player in there somewhere, but he needs to be playing regularly in order to fulfill that potential, which just won't happen at Chelsea. Chelsea be linked with Brighton 8-goal striker. The Chelsea recruitment staff must press on with plans for next season, likely having a differing budget depending on whether Champions League football is secured. A number of players are already being linked with a move to Stamford Bridge ahead of the summer, and one of the latest is a current Premier League forward. Brighton striker Georginio Rutter is reportedly of interest, with Florian Plettenberg reporting on X. Exclusive: Chelsea are closely monitoring the development of Georginio Rutter and have added him to their shortlist for the next transfer windows. The 22-year-old versatile forward is currently out with a foot injury but has had a strong season with Brighton, scoring 8. Rutter only joined Brighton from Leeds United last summer, joining for a fee of around £40 million, having joined the Whites for well in excess of £30 million. Since returning to the Premier League, where Rutter has initially struggled as a young player with a struggling Leeds side, the forward has scored 8 goals and assisted 5 times in 34 appearances across all competitions. Herzler has previously said of Rutter's Premier League adaptation, "I think he showed that he adapted to the Premier League, that he can play very intense, that he can be resilient in personal duels. There were a lot of personal duels on Saturday, and he proved that he can win the majority of them, and that's why I'm happy with him." Given Rutter only recently joined Brighton and the fact he is only 22 years of age, it's likely the Seagulls would demand a big fee in excess of £50 million to sell, although Chelsea are used to paying the South Coast club big money from deals like those involving Marc Cucurella, Robert Sanchez, and Moises Caicedo. That's a wrap for today's Chelsea news. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to AG Chelsea TV so you never miss an update on the Blues. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep the blue flag flying high. Come on, Chelsea.